Well, good evening, everybody. This is Kathleen Bertrand with BronzeLens, and we're ready for another BronzeLens Live. So I'm just going to hold on for a little while and allow our friends to join us. You know, I have to put my glasses on so I can see everybody. Hi, D. Joanne 0401. How are you? Caramel, Arthur Jones Fishnets Film. I love these names that y'all have. I absolutely love these names. But great to see you on this Thursday evening, April 29th. And our guest tonight is so awesome, and can't wait to get a chance to share him with you. I hope everybody's been having a great week. I'm in Atlanta, and the weather it's summertime, okay? All of a sudden we went from whatever to summertime, so that's what's happening here. Let's see, Joy Vel 695, how you doing? Ada Shay Sharp, good to see you. Black Girls 12, thank you for joining us. I think you're going to enjoy our guest tonight, and he'll be joining us shortly, but we want to get some more folks in the room before he comes online. So as I was saying, in Atlanta, it's quite hot right now, and we're getting ready to start doing the things that we are in prep for BronzeLens 12, which takes place in August. Hey, William Roebuck, it wouldn't be my night if you didn't come, so thank you very much for that. But yeah, our team is quite amazing. And we have started meeting, well, actually, we've been meeting since the beginning of the year. And now we're starting to put the meat on the bones, as they say. And we've got some robust, interesting programming that I think you're going to really enjoy. So I'm very excited about when we start rolling those things out later in the summer. Murphy Muse has joined. Thank you very much. Glad to have you with us. One of the things that people always ask me is about the film process. We get films that come from all over the world, literally. Iran, oh no, that's not right, Iran, Israel, Australia, South America, all parts of Africa, all parts of Europe, China, the Caribbean. And so I'm always so thrilled as our films start to come in and we start really just going through and seeing, what we have. One of the things, hi Terry Shropshire, did I say that right? Shropshire. Nutrition with Soul, thank you for joining us. Stacy Pens, thank you for joining us. Lynn Gipp, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. One of the things that just amazes me is how many people have heard about our film festival around the world. And we are geared towards people of color. And so that makes us a little special in the film festival universe. But people are finding us, and that makes us very excited about what you're going to see coming up in August. We've gotten quite a few films that deal with not only pandemic issues, but deal with the social unrest that started in this country as a movement after George Floyd's murder and just really went around the world. So we've got several films that address subjects relating to that era, that time in our lives that is still omnipresent, really. And so we're looking forward to sharing those with you. Hi, Rhea. Thank you for joining us. Alliance Arts, thank you for joining us as well. But yeah, so we've got some great films in that realm. And of course, we've got features, lots of shorts, documentaries, short docs, music/dance videos, just the entire wealth of creativity that our filmmakers have come back with We have several returning BronzeLens alumni, and that's always exciting when our filmmakers do something else. Um, with William Roebuck, we are uploading our documentary. All right, yes, William Roebuck, come with it now. Come on. You only got, 24 something hours, so yes, do that. Our deadline is tomorrow at 11:59. But if you're on the West Coast, you'll still have 3 more hours. So we don't hold that against you. But we are just so excited that the full range of what our filmmakers are doing will be shown to you during the festival. Let's see, Focal be a mentor. I can't read the whole thing. Thai 1920, thank you. Sheena D. Carter, thank you. Tondi, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. One of the other things that people always ask about is how can I see more than one film? Is BronzeLens set up? I can only see, just one film. But because we are virtual, you're going to have a great opportunity really to see as many films as you can over the course of a day, because that's how it's going to be structured. Lisa Annette Allen, hi, thank you for joining us. So it's going to be structured that as much as you can fit in a day, you can do that. As much as you can fit in 2 days, you can do that. And take in one of the tremendous panels or workshops that we're going to have. So it's going to be a very robust, active time from the 17th of August through the 22nd of August. And so we're just quite excited. And we're doing BronzeLens Live. Last year, we started BronzeLens Live to really be in this virtual space so that y'all would be used to seeing us and coming to check out BronzeLens and what it's all about. And it was so wonderful because by the time we got to the end of the summer, we had a BronzeLens Live presentation every week. And so we're starting to roll into that. Within a couple of weeks or so, I'm going to start doing something every couple of weeks. And by the time I get to June, hopefully, if folks will say yes, I'm hoping to get to a once a week kind of schedule sometime in June and just talk to everybody. Thank you, Lisa. Congrats on your success with BronzeLens. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hip Healthy Chick, glad to see you. Thank you. Mastermind, Brett. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's who I want. That's Brett is here. Our guest is here. I'm reading his I'm reading just like it was somebody else in the chat. So hold on, Brett. I'm going to get to you. Just one moment. And I'm going to see him in just a minute. Congratulations on everything. Thank you. Focal Be a Mentor Entertainment. Thank you very much. Yeah, Rhea, that's him. So Rhea, it's not, let me click it. There you go. All right. So everybody, just stand. Guest of honor is about to enter the space, and put lots of hearts and applause there for Brett Dismuke.
Kathleen, how you doing?
Hey, I'm wonderful. Let me get back so I'm not looking all in the screen like this.
And wait, am I too close?
No, it's beautiful.
Okay. Okay,
It's
good.
perfect. Hey, Brett, so glad that you could do this and join us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What's life like in California today?
It's 95 degrees, Kathleen. Listen, I put this sweater on for your live so that it'll be presentable, but it's hot.
Yes, you see me, I'm sleeveless because something today. I was just teasing folks. I said it's summertime in April.
Right. Exactly. But knowing LA, it'll be 65 in a couple of days. So
yes. And hopefully, hopefully I have a deck on the back of my house, and I screened it in, and it's a marvelous space, but when it's above 80 something, you don't want to be out there. So
Right.
I'm hoping that I get a little bit more breezy weather so I can enjoy my day.
Oh, I remember that that Georgia humidity,
Yes, yes,
that thickness.
yes,
Yes. Yes.
yes.
You feel like you get out the shower and you're sweating already. You need to get back in.
That's right. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah,
Yep.
you definitely lived here, you know. So speaking of living here, before we met you, there you had a quite. I'm going to read excerpts from your bio that you sent.
Okay. Okay.
You know what your bio doesn't include? It's like, well, where were you born? Chicago? Is that right? A native of Chicago? Were you born in
Okay.
Chicago?
I was born on the campus of Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, Illinois. My mom and my dad both attended SIU, and then upon graduation, we went back to Chicago. So
Mhm.
I spent the majority of my life in Chicago, with the exception of 2.5 years I spent in the Bay Area. So I
Okay.
was in Chicago, went to the Bay for my first 2 years of high school, went back to
Okay.
Chicago, and
Okay.
then came out to LA for college.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you went to University of Southern California.
Yep.
Your career path has included roles at Motown, Polygram Group Distribution, Universal Music and Video Distribution, Hollywood Records, Urban Works Entertainment, First Look Studios, and Image Entertainment. His
Yeah.
list of projects supervised includes Jay-Z, Brian McKnight, Mary J. Blige, Mike Epps, The Cosby Show, and Ultimate Fighting Championship, as well as numerous award-winning independent films.
Yeah. That that sums it
I'm
up. That sums
telling you, I was
it.
like, what?
Yes. Listen. So okay. So I have to say this because I've been talking about it. I know that 420, April 20th, was verdict day. And so a lot of us were concentrating on that and the results and the fallout and so on and so forth. But there was something else that happened on 420 that gave me life, and that was the Red Man Method Man versus. It took me, it was 3 hours of 90s hip hop, raw stage performance, talent, lyrics, and the whole nine. And I was like, I was energized for 3, 4 days after that. So that takes me back to my day when,
Okay,
yeah, when music was doing something. Okay, that's
yes,
it.
yes,
That was my public service announcement.
yes, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. The Earth, Wind, and Fire
Right, right,
Ivy Brothers did it for you.
right.
Listen,
Yes.
this is me looking on my phone, looking for every Earth, Wind, and Fire song I could find. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So what I want to know then is, and there's lots of stuff that I want to get to. How did you wind up in Atlanta? That's where we met. We met when you
Right.
were with Swan Films. And so how did you get to Atlanta out of all of that going on in the music world? Was it music or the film industry or?
No, so I was essentially in the music business from 94 to 2004. And that's when I made my transition into film and television. And in 2007, I was hired by Image Entertainment to run what was then called the Urban Division. And I labeled it One Village Entertainment. And so after doing that for 7 years, Bob Johnson bought Image Entertainment, merged it with Acorn Media, and created RLJ Entertainment. So once that happened, I had an opportunity. A lot of people don't know this. I had an opportunity. I moved to Atlanta to run Moguldom Films. So Moguldom at the time was the parent company of Bossip, Madame Noir, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, right. So that's why I moved to Atlanta. And
Okay.
then I was there just under a year. And when I decided to leave that company, I teamed up with my old friend Eric Thomasunas at Swirl Films, and we started doing our thing. And so after after about a year and a half of that, I ventured off into my own thing and launched So Shy Entertainment before eventually moving back to LA. Yeah.
So we met you while you were with Swirl Films.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
We met you. And y'all, Brett came online that year. I want to say 15, maybe 2014, 15, somewhere.
2015.
Okay, all right, all
Yep.
right. And
Yep.
it was amazing because you gave a prize to our feature film that year.
Yeah.
And no one has topped that since. That
Oh,
was the
nice.
best feature film prize package that we've ever had. So I'm certainly always looking for someone. But can you do what Brett did? That could do.
Yeah. We definitely we wanted to make a statement and let independent filmmakers know that we respect what they do. We understand how hard it is. And this is no disrespect meant, but that means I'm about to say something disrespectful when you say that, right? but you know, most filmmakers today feel like anybody can make films. They just say, well, you know what? Because I've seen such and such do it and such do it, and they didn't have any experience, I'm just going to do it, and most of them get a rude awakening when they find out how hard this really is. One, just to get the funding for a film, then to actually produce the film, then to complete the film, then to distribute the film. And so, so again, we just wanted to do our part to let the filmmakers that year know that they were appreciated.
Yes, and it meant so much to us because that aligned with what we've always tried to do at the BronzeLens, which is
Yeah,
let filmmakers know that those that have really put in that work, that you are appreciated. If you get to where your film has made it to official selection of
yeah,
BronzeLens Film Festival, then you are above a whole lot of others. A lot of
yeah,
times when I talk about the announcements, I said, it's not that we didn't have a lot of great films. It's just that these are the best of the best,
yeah,
and the ones there's a scoring system that the judges use, and only those that score above a certain part of that spectrum even get considered as an official selection. And
right.
so that it's important to maintain the integrity of the film festival. And it's equally important that we let our filmmakers know that they are appreciated. And so I'm always going to be grateful to you for doing what you did for BronzeLens then, and subsequently coming back whenever we ask you, like
Abs-
today,
Absolutely,
like last
absolutely.
summer.
Well, and you know what? And this is, a credit to how the festivals still serve as a lifeline to our business. I don't know if you know this or not, but I saw a short at BronzeLens called First Day Back. And from there, we licensed that film. That film is on All Black, and Deshaun and Sade, the producers of that film and the director of that film, produced our original series, For the Love of Jason.
Oh,
So
get out of here.
yeah, so I figured you may not have known that. You know what I mean? So
You got to tell us.
well, but it's funny, but there are more examples, of situations like that where, and I will tell you though, um, the reason why I wanted to point that out to you is because some filmmakers, when they do the festival circuit in a year,
Hmm.
you may see them at, 4 or 5 festivals that year.
Hmm.
But I wanted you to know where I first saw the first day back and first had a conversation with Deshaun and Sade. So that was in Atlanta at BronzeLens.
Man,
Absolutely.
that means everything. Yeah, my heart's beating like this. That is so awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
come back and get a backstory on that so we can feature them in
Okay.
our newsletter. Whenever our filmmakers get some kind of deal or something, we
Right.
always feature them in the newsletter. Okay, so let's talk about where you are now then a bit,
Okay.
because you certainly have moved around. Um,
Yeah.
25 years of experience across marketing, production, sales, and branding. Brett is currently serving as general manager of AMC Network brands, All Black, and WeTV. Prior to being appointed to this role very recently in December of
Hmm.
2020, Brett served as Chief Content Officer of All Black, where he oversaw content acquisition and development of original programming. During his tenure as Chief Content Officer, Brett's focus on original programming spawned several breakout hit series for the streaming service, including nighttime soap opera, A House Divided, and action-packed thriller, Double Cross. And before being at All Black, which was formerly UMC, to helm the subscription video on demand platform, Brett maintained his own entertainment outfit, Sochi,
Oh,
Sochai?
So Shy. So
So,
Shy Entertainment. So like
Entertainment.
South Chicago. So Shy. Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
I'm late. Okay. And served as president of the Spirit Group. Okay, so we talked about the other things that you did. So let's talk about what you're doing now, and kind of take me from being at UMC, Urban Media
Right.
Channel. Let's talk about what that was, what
Hmm.
subscription channel life is like, and then let's talk about life at All Black.
Okay. So when I ran the urban division of Image, and we had the division One Village Entertainment. Um, Bob Johnson bought the company, and within the merging of Acorn Media and Image Entertainment, he created RLJ Entertainment, right? So from RLJ, we launched UMC in 2014. So I was a part of the original launch of the subscription service, and then I left, came to Atlanta, and then I came back to the company. So this is actually a homecoming for me.
Okay.
So yeah, so in 2019, I took over as the chief content officer, and I was essentially just responsible for um, all original productions, all acquisitions, and the overall look, feel, and brand that is or that was UMC, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, we decided that it was time for a rebrand because UMC stood for Urban Movie Channel.
Okay.
And um, quite frankly, I will be completely honest. We felt that the term urban had run its course. You know what I
I knew
mean?
that's where you were heading. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And, it was a term that we came up with in the 90s in the music business,
Hmm.
specifically because rap music had overtaken country music as the number one selling genre in the world.
Hmm.
But the largest consumer of rap music was white suburban teenagers. So the labels, because at that time we were called the Black Music Divisions. And so you had Black artist development reps, you had Black college reps, right? But because the number one consumer was white suburban teenagers, they didn't feel comfortable calling it black music because the consumer was white. So they said, well, what is a word that we could use to make this safe to market to that white audience? And that's where urban came from. So fast
This is
forward.
education. This is education. That's great.
Yeah. So fast forward, 2019, we're sitting here and we said, okay, the term urban has run its course because, you know, everything is cyclical, right? And so we are back to the point in this country where if you're black, you're black. People don't have any qualms about stating that they're black. And so we just wanted to, you know, not candy coat it with the urban theme, and we wanted to call it what it is. The
What it
second
is.
reason, yeah, the second reason that um, the name Urban Movie Channel was outdated is because when we first launched, independent movies was the bulk of our content.
Mhm.
Well, since that time, that has shifted to the bulk of our content is original series.
Mhm.
So not only was the term urban outdated, but we, weren't solely about movies anymore. So that's
Mhm.
what sparked the rebrand into the
Okay.
name All Black.
Okay.
So All Black is the same service as UMC. Again, it's just a name change and a
Mhm.
rebrand. Um, and uh,
But it
but
makes it sound more inclusive because it's not just movie, right? Is that what you're
right,
saying?
right.
Mhm.
But here was the other distinction as well. So AMC Networks bought a majority stake in RLJ Entertainment, right, which included uh, a part of a full suite of subscription services
Mhm.
that all really have their own niche, right?
Mhm.
So you have us for the black content, you have Sundance Now for the general market content, you have Shudder for the horror, you have Acorn for the British television, and then you have uh, AMC Plus, which
Mhm.
is really taking those AMC brands and showcasing a lot of that content. And so that's where we are in All Black. Now, in addition to those subscription services, we also have linear cable networks,
Mhm.
and We TV was one of the linear cable networks that we have under our umbrella. And so over the last couple of years, we had already started a lot of synergies between All Black and We TV, including, the production of the series Beyond the Pole, and the sharing of content like Marriage Boot Camp and Love After Lockup and things like that. And so when the company AMC Networks was going through their reorganization, it just made sense since those two business units were so closely affiliated to just put them both, up under my management. So that's how we went from UMC to All Black to now All Black and We.
Okay.
I feel like
Okay.
I feel like I was really long-winded there.
No, not at all. It was all fascinating because that is the journey,
Yeah,
and we've got
yeah,
to know how do I get to be a Brett Dismuke, you know, or
understood.
better yet, how do I get my movie, my film, my series to a Brett Dismuke? So it's
Right.
good to know the journey that, you took to get there. Do you
Yeah.
think that the pandemic was helpful in us all being locked down in putting more viewers to streaming services and networks? Do you think that was somehow a boost to that?
You know, it was one of those it was one of those bittersweet situations. Um, in no way would I want people to lose their lives in order for a business to flourish. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
you know, but the reality is the pandemic caused people to be still. And when
Okay.
everyone was at home being still and there were no sports on,
Hmm.
all of the television shows had run their course, right? And we were waiting for the new seasons of everything. Everybody turned to streaming networks. And
Hmm.
so it was extremely beneficial for our business. And we, um, you know, had great strides over that last year and just, getting on people's radar and them checking us out. And we are pleased to say that, because with every streaming service, you can try it out for 7 days, for 30 days, right? Free, and you don't have to commit and you can walk away. But we have retained, the majority of the people that, started checking us out during the lockdown,
That was my
so
next question. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So business has been extremely uh good over the last 18 months.
Yes, and yes, bittersweet. I don't mean to lessen the horror of of lives lost. And
Right.
so the terminology I used might have been wrong, but I'm really talking about this period of lockdown,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is what you addressed.
Yeah.
Because as I was sharing with people a little earlier, the creative community certainly was not still. We have had more films submitted this year than last year. And they're still coming all the way through tomorrow evening. I was a little,
Right.
worried. It would, were people able to
Right.
create during during this time? But they
So
were. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's funny because there was a large segment of people that were shooting projects um I can't say illegally, but they weren't supposed to be shooting, right? And
Yeah.
and so there were a lot of projects filmed in secret
Yes.
because they weren't socially distancing and they weren't, using the proper PPE and all PPE and all that stuff. Now,
Mhm.
I will say in terms of like our productions and productions of various networks and studios, um, there was a very strenuous process that, quite frankly, we're still going through, that allowed shows to continue production, and a lot of our budgets, were dramatically increased. The safety protocols had to be in place. The testing had to be in place. You know what I mean? So it created a whole new world of production if you follow the protocols,
Mhm.
So it will be interesting to see the films that are in the festivals this year, to see what people produced during that time, and you know, uh, and the type of inspiration that people receive from that still time, and itching and wanting to create and coming up with new things to say. So
Yeah.
it should be fun. It should be fun.
Yes, we have quite a few actually that have
Yeah.
been submitted to Bronze Lens. I don't know what the final numbers will be, of course, of the official selections, but I
Okay.
can say from the broad number of films that we've received, there are quite a few that address not only social unrest, but address living life in the pandemic, you know.
Yeah,
And I was
absolutely.
glad to see that. I was glad to see that people were taking their real lives and creating stories
Yeah,
around that. That's so important. So let's just say, Brett, let's say um, I'm a filmmaker and I have this amazing web series that I want Brett Dismuke to see, or somebody over at All Black, because I think it could be a series for your streaming service. Now,
right.
that may be way far-fetched, but my question basically is, how does a program get to you, get to your streaming service? How does that work?
Okay, so it's very simple. Brett.dismuke at amcnetworks.com.
Did y'all
That's
hear
it.
that?
That's it. Email me.
Brett
Email
Dismuke.
me
We're
this.
going to
Yeah.
put it in the thread. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Brett.dismuke at amcnetworks.com. So, uh, again, email me the screener link and, I will submit it to my team. So, and this is what I'll tell you. So at All Black, we use the Motown method. The Motown method is, and I got this from the Temptations movie. When Smokey Robinson would come out of the studio, he would play a song for the room. If the majority of the hands did not go up, he would go back into the studio and work on it some more, right? So that's essentially what we do. So, out of, our test group, so to speak, within the company, all acquisitions and original series are voted upon. And if it doesn't receive majority vote, or I should say a majority yes, then we don't acquire it. I mean, it's really that simple. And I know some people say, oh, he's probably oversimplifying this. No, that's it. Email me. I present it to the team. If you get 70% of the vote, we will make you an offer. Point blank.
Okay, say that one more time for me so that I can put it in here. I'm sorry, I thought I was doing
Uh,
it.
the, the,
Dot
the,
just you.
the email address.
Uh-huh.
So Brett, Brett dot
Uh-huh.
Dismuke,
Uh-huh.
Dismuke
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
AMC Networks, plural.com.
Okay.
And I have to say this as well while you're doing that. So Armelia Cartier is in here. I see you. I met her at the BronzeLens Film Festival as well. And listen, I've met a lot of people in Atlanta at your festival, Kathleen, that have really been an influence and have changed my life, professionally and personally. So I'm
Mhm.
just giving shout outs.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, then. So let's get back to the nitty gritty then.
Yes,
Okay, so me, filmmaker, and I wrote to Brett.dismuke at AMC Networks with an S.com. And you showed my web series to the team. And, out of 8 hands, 5 went up and said yes. Okay.
six
All
out of
right.
eight. We need 6 out of 8.
6 out of 8. 6 hands went up. Okay. So
Yeah,
now what happens next? What does that process
right.
look like?
So at that point, I would get your business information. I would put together a term sheet. I then send you a term sheet that has all of the business terms um, that we will then negotiate. Once we are in agreement of those business terms, I turn those terms over to the legal department and they put those business terms into the long form. And that's
Hmm.
the full contract that they send to you. And then your lawyer and my lawyer, negotiate the legalese of the deal. And then once we have a signed contract, the next step is delivery. So there are three aspects to delivery. When you're delivering a project to a SVOD service or a distributor, it's legal delivery, which is all the paperwork, creative delivery, which is the still photography and the name and likeness restrictions, and the physical delivery, which is the actual master and all of the dialogue, music, and effects, and the technical stuff that we need to be able to, create trailers and artwork and so on and so forth. And once your delivery is complete and accepted, you start getting paid. And then, we release the title. So, I mean, I just, basically reduced, 6 to 8 months in like 4 sentences.
That was actually like, you got me. That was my next question. Like, well, how long did that take? Yes.
Yeah.
And so
So
you said the lawyers going back and forth. I was like, oh, okay.
right.
That's gonna
So when I submit a term sheet to somebody, we can go back and forth anywhere from a week to a month. Then once the lawyers start talking, they can go back and forth anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months. And then the delivery process is really on the filmmaker, because it's determined by, how organized was your project. Do you have all of your clearance forms and your contracts and your license agreements and your music agreements and do you have all your paperwork, your chain of title? Like, can you prove that you own this project? So if you have all of that and you've taken your high res photos and you've gotten all of your cast members to sign off on the approved photos, and then you have someone that knows how to deliver the master, and we give you instructions on how to do that. But so that process in and of itself could be as short as 3 weeks. It could be as long as a year, depending on how much of a mess somebody's project is. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I will say, there have been a couple of times when we've done a deal, we've signed the long form, and a week later, a filmmaker has showed up at the office with, I mean, this is obviously pre-COVID, but showed up at the office with a file cabinet, one of those mobile file cabinets with everything that we need. And it's like, here, and listen, like on those days, there are no clouds in the sky. The sun is shining bright. We're like, thank you. But unfortunately, the majority of delivery processes don't go that smoothly. But that also goes back to, for the filmmakers out there listening, you should know in advance what you need, so that you can have all of those things ready to go once the distribution process starts. Because a lot of filmmakers will make a film and they have no idea where to start in terms of getting the film distributed, and that includes including music and photographs and nude footage that has not been cleared. So then you have to go back in and get new music, that you can actually pay for now, and and now you have to re-edit. And I mean, so it can be messy, but um,
Yeah.
yeah,
This is such an education. I hope y'all are just really grasping all that Brett is pouring into us right now, because I think so many times people see things in very simple terms. I give it to you, you put it on TV, or
right,
whatever the
right,
case may be, you
right.
know. But I know, even just from the music side, I've been going through something the past 3 months about with clearances for a video that I
Yeah,
produced for live streaming, and it's the clearances have got me just, it's
yep.
crazy, but you have to get those things done. And so I think just you taking that time, Brett, to just kind of walk us through that process is just so helpful. I mean, I'm seeing a class here somewhere, Deidre and Lisa, if y'all are
Uh-oh,
listening.
uh-oh. Yep,
I'm seeing a class, Brett. But we'll see. We've got a lot of seminars planned for the film festival, and I
okay.
do believe there's something on distribution. And but we might be calling on our bestest friend again.
Right. Okay. Oh, I would love, listen, one thing I will say this, I never mind giving our people information because our counterparts are not going to give it to us. You know what I mean? And so I would rather us be versed in
Yes,
how this works so that when you're done doing a deal with me and now you're dealing with another company, you at least, know what you're talking about.
yes,
And I think that is very important. And that is a part of, leaving this place better than we found it,
absolutely.
because they capitalize and y'all know who I'm talking about when I say they capitalize on us not knowing certain things,
Yes.
and so, yeah, absolutely. Anytime you need me, I have no problem sharing everything that I know about production, distribution, what have you.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah,
right. I'll take you up on
I
that.
got
So
you. I said it on TV. Well, I know it's not TV, but I
yes,
said it.
you can. Wait a minute, and this is going to be on my Facebook page. So yeah.
Okay,
So
there we
yeah.
go. There we go.
All right, so I want to take some time before our hour runs out,
Okay.
and just kind of open this up to some other people that may have some questions for you. And you may grab them before I do. Sometimes I miss something, but
Okay.
people are saying things like, you're on 100, preach, because you're
Oh,
speaking truth. And I love that, Brett. I was going to ask you, what does it take for every filmmaker to show up to your office with that file that everything has been done? So how prepared should filmmakers always be? And you did address that. You
yeah,
did address that, but
yeah.
don't have the stuff scattered to the wind and your production files and everything.
So I would say this. It starts with having a competent team, and
Yes,
and 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 um, I'm going to make a statement that is probably unpopular, but when you see a film and it says written by, directed by, edited by, produced by, scored by, so on and so forth. Most people do that because they feel like they are going to get the credit for that project. But the reality is, if you wore all of those hats,
mm-hmm.
that means that there weren't enough checks and balances on your team to deliver a quality project. You have to spread the responsibility around so that, you know, three people are looking at continuity. Four people are covering, you know, locations and contracts, and I can go on, but because when you all come together and you have these conversations, if you miss something, person two or person three might be like, oh, but wait, what about this? And
Mhm.
that's what it's about, you know,
Mhm.
because I mean, again, it's hard producing these projects, and when you try to bite off too much, it could just become, you know, overwhelming, and you can't help but have holes throughout your entire process.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
mean,
You heard.
project, not process, project. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Getting
Yep.
applause and yes. So, I want to see if anybody has questions for Brett now. And thank y'all for the
Okay.
nice compliments about BronzeLens. We
So let
appreciate it. Do you see something?
so let me see. What have I seen? So first of all, shout out to Rhea. Rhea, I think, had me do my first. Uh, it wasn't IG Live. What did we do? But because I was so against social media, and she was like, "Brett, you're gonna have to come on in." So shout out to Rhea. I see
Yeah.
Mark Harrison here. I see Patricia Cuffy Jones in here. These are all licensors at All Black, filmmakers, extraordinaires, very talented people. I've seen various. Tracy Tooks is in here.
Hey, Tracy.
Chi-Town. That's what it was. It was Periscope. Thank you, Rhea. These are all people that have projects either on All Black or coming on All Black. Shout out to Hafisa. I see you. SC is in the building. Compton, aka Tanisha. Okay, I'm just doing shout outs, Kathleen. I'm just
It's okay. Please do. Please do. We love it. We love it. We love it.
yeah. So let me see. I don't see any questions. And I only see like two names at a time, so I don't know if I'm missing questions or not.
Yeah, and I always mess up when I start scrolling through.
Right, right.
Let's see.
I'll mess something up.
I'll mess something up. It
Yeah.
never fails. I try to just be still and let the questions pop up. But hold on one second. I hope I didn't miss this part, but do you all work with GPP, Georgia Production Partnership? I met one working at BronzeLens at a GPP meeting years ago. Yes, we have a couple of our team members who are active with GPP, and one of our board members as well has been very active with GPP. So yes,
Wait.
and
Okay.
y'all do great work with GPP.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Um, so how has um how has the new voting law affected projects in Georgia? Like, are you all seeing people pull out in protest or not really?
So far, the only person publicly that I've
Mhm.
seen is the Will Smith project
Okay.
that was actually I think it was in pre-production. It hadn't really started filming yet. It was supposed to film South Augusta or South Georgia or something.
Okay.
But I know several projects that are ongoing because I have all kinds of friends from
Right.
actors to people below the line. I've got a ton of friends that
Yeah.
work. Nobody
Yeah.
has said that they're not working because of the voting law. I think what has also happened was the strong stance that Stacey Abrams came out with immediately after that law was passed by saying, look, we're not saying boycotting Georgia is the answer right now because we've
Right.
got people that need to work.
Right.
We're just getting back post-pandemic,
Yeah.
and the entertainment industry was one of the hardest industries hit, as well as our hotels and the hospitality industry. And we need those industries to come back. So Stacey's saying, let's not pull out and do these things.
Right.
There are other ways to fight this law. One is still just get up and go and vote like
Yep.
you've been doing before. It
Yeah.
may be a little harder, but listen, our ancestors went through a hell of a lot more to go and
Yep.
vote than we
Absolutely.
ever would have to go through in these days. And so I haven't seen it. If someone else has, better information, then by all
Okay.
means, share that. But like I said, I haven't seen it. I know a production that's going on right now, and I know one of the producers and major star, and then another person that actually was supposed to come by my house tonight. She's acting in it, and she came in from New York. People are working if they
Okay.
can. People are
Good.
working, and I'm so glad that they have continued to work, because don't hurt the actors and the actresses and the everybody, the people in lighting and sound and production. Don't hurt those people because of a political stance that we can still make a difference about come next year.
Right. Kathleen, I think I messed something up trying to scroll because are people still posting comments? Because mine is stuck on the one that
Yeah,
says GPP.
it must be you. Ryan Coogler said that Black Panther is staying in Georgia, so that's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Someone says, what is the #1 show on All Black right now?
Okay. So that's a loaded question, but I'm gonna answer it. So far this year, the #1 show on All Black is Double Cross season 2. Uh, so far this month, the #1 show on All Black is Notorious Queens season 1, the
Okay.
reality series. So, it's like it depends on when you ask what that answer is going to be, because when new titles premiere, sometimes
Yes.
they jump to the top for an extended period of
Certainly.
time. And, so, yeah, yeah. So there you have it. I said it. I said it. So
Okay.
I,
All
I,
right.
I don't know if any of my team members on here, they're like, no, don't say it. Don't say it. Yeah.
What are the requirements to submit? Is that something that we covered already? What are the
Um,
requirements to submit?
well, if it's a finished project, uh, nothing. I mean, okay.
What's a
In
finished
in
project?
right, in theory, if you have a finished project, you submit it, and again, if we feel like it will work on the network, we'll make an offer. Now, when it comes to um, do you have the rights to distribute this film, and is everything cleared in the film and things like that? That's on the filmmaker side. But I will say, we distribute short films, we distribute feature-length films, documentaries, docuseries. We do not finance features at the moment. When it comes to our financing and production, we only do original series. And I have no problem telling you why. So, and I'll just use round numbers. If I'm going to spend $1 million to shoot a film, I have one shot at the apple for that $1 million. And once you watch that film as a subscriber, you could unsubscribe and say, okay, thank you. However, if I spend that same $1 million and do a 6 episode series, if you are engaged for 6 weeks, you are less likely to unsubscribe when that show is over. And as a service that is, we're a growing service, you know what I mean? And so, every little bit counts for us. That's why we currently are only financing series.
Makes
Uh,
sense.
oh, So wait, I do have a couple of qualifiers for short films. Uh, the film has to be a minimum of 11 minutes. Um, if you're submitting a series, uh, we don't acquire web series that have episodes that are shorter than 20 minutes. Now, if you had, but I have to give you all of the context. let's say if you have a web series and you have 3 seasons, is, you know, 15 minutes. If you want to recut, and instead of, 40, 15-minute episodes, you give me, I'm completely making these numbers up, 25, 25-minute episodes, then it would be eligible.
Okay. All right.
So
Great to know. No episodes
thank,
shorter than 20 minutes and short films 11.
yep. Thank you,
Right?
Mark Harris. I appreciate you. You do Chicago proud too, brother. Oh, I'm
Okay.
responding to the comments. I'm sorry.
I love it. I love it. So I've got about a couple of minutes before, you know how this Instagram thing shuts down and we have to come
Mhm.
back or not. So that's kind of up to you. What do I need to pitch my script to you? And then I have a series. What do I need to do? That's Winifred Alum. What do I
What?
do? What do I need to pitch my script to you? Then I have a series.
Uh,
We're
okay.
not.
So, see, I knew it. Okay. Look, I'm trying to scroll okay, there we go. I'm not gonna touch it. So, so in terms of series, we accept pitch decks for series April through November. And at the end of that time frame, we go through all of them and we decide which ones we are going to green light for, that future slate. So right now, we're accepting pitch decks for the 2023 slate. This December, we will make the decisions on which ones we really like, and we will make the offers this December for the 2023 slate. So we are working essentially, um, you know,
Year and a half out.
uh, yeah, 18 months
Yeah.
ish in
Yeah.
advance. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's awesome. That is just awesome. So, how does someone, if they're not subscribing to All Black, how do you do that?
Okay. So you can go to allblack.tv,
Mm-hmm.
and it's ALLBLK.tv,
Mm-hmm.
or you can go through Amazon, you can go through your Apple channels, you can go through
Mm-hmm.
Google, you can download our app,
Mm-hmm.
and we're on Android and or I should say for Androids and iPhones. Roku, where else are we? YouTube, um, uh, AT&T. Oh, if you have Comcast, you can find us. We are WeTV Plus on Comcast.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be confused. I know it may be confusing, but WeTV Plus on Comcast is all black. So
Okay.
so yeah, but anywhere streaming services are found, we are available.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Outstanding.
Yes.
Brett,
Wait, Kathleen,
what?
special shout out to Ashley A. Williams, aka Erica Cross, on our #1 rated show. Okay. I see. And wait, and Watch All Black is in the building as well. That's our IG handle. What's going on, Lydia? Okay.
Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this conversation will is being recorded. Of course, it will go to our YouTube page. It will link out on our BronzeLens webpage in a few days. So you know you can come back, folks, and redigest everything that Brett has said, all the comments. Such great advice. You shared so much. You shared so much, and I want to thank you for that. Just off of your heart, you gave us a lot of knowledge tonight, Brett, and I want to thank you for that.
First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
This was an absolute pleasure. I would be happy to come back anytime.
Okay.
Uh, and I'm about to shout out some more people. So Sheena Carter and Letitia Fortune, they are producing our new weekly talk show hosted by Kendall called Social Society. They are shooting it right there in Atlanta, Georgia. And yes, every Monday. So shout out to Miles Greer and Gino. Also, we're about to do a deal with them for their artistic standard, their short films. I'm scrolling through, y'all. I'm scrolling through. Hold on.
I love
Yes.
it.
Yeah. Shout out to Chi-Town. Gino's from Chicago. He plays the wrong fraternity, but we're not gonna hold that against him. Shout out to the Nukes. Uh, no, listen, I give all D9 love. Okay. I think my comments have stopped scrolling. All right.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Brett, just have a wonderful week. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. Follow Brett. Is it Mastermind at
Mastermind,
Mastermind
Mastermind Brett. Mastermind with a Y.
right
Mastermind Brett. Yep.
at Mastermind Brett? Follow him on IG. Sign up for All Black if you have not. And make sure you continue to follow BronzeLens and pay attention to our newsletters and things that we post because we're really just trying to keep you up to date. And don't forget, BronzeLens occurs August 17th through 22nd. It's a virtual festival, but we will have some live events that we can all kind of gather more or less. We're just looking forward to seeing you and the amazing films and programs that we have for this year's BronzeLens. Brett, we love you forever. And just
Love you
thank you
back.
so much. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you
All right.
soon. Okay.
All
Bye.
right. Nicole, I see you. Jacqueline. All right. Y'all have a good one. Thank you for having me.